I'm Todd. We're with James Spann, who is obviously one of the prominent meteorologists in our area and in Birmingham. Thank you for coming down to Selma today for this event. A year later, you're interacting with people. What are some of the stories you've been hearing about the events that people have experienced?
Well, I think it's mostly gratitude. People are thankful that they're alive.
Yeah.
Folks don't understand how bad a tornado is, especially the size of the one that came through here. And I think a lot of people, their lives were changed in an instant, knowing that that could have been their last day here. And through the grace of God and through the warning process and everything else, that they were able to survive that. And life changes. All the stuff we chase sometimes, it's not that important. But I've just seen a lot of changed lives and gratitude, and that's good. That's really good. It's going to make Selma a better place.
I believe you're correct. I believe so too. And this today is an event that shows that Selma is stronger. And there's a little slogan called Selma Strong that people started saying after the tornado.
Right. And I think it's an opportunity. And yes, our house got hit by a tornado 3 years ago, and I understand how bad it is. But I think the community has to look at this as an opportunity to start a process, to become a stronger Selma and a more vibrant Selma, and a Selma that will look different in 10 years and 20 years. I'm old enough to remember when Craig Air Force Base was here.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And Selma was a really big place back then. Sure. And a lot of people tend to focus on the problems, and every community's got problems, but now I think we can focus on the rebuilding. What will it look like in 5 years and 10 years? And I see excitement. I see positivity. I've not heard a negative word today. And I think that's just outstanding. Yeah. And this is such an important city. It's an historic city. It's a beautiful city. I tell you what, you walk down this riverbank down here, it's stunning. It is. And there's so many positives going for Selma. So I think it's an opportunity. As bad as it was, it's an opportunity.
And going forward, obviously, prediction has become really good over the past few years. Even the past 10 years, the ability to pinpoint, even down to the street level, what can we tell people to do to take advantage of that, to save lives in the future? What would you recommend?
The biggest message is that we have way too many people that rely on sirens, outdoor warning sirens. And they serve a purpose, but they reach a limited number of people outside, not inside a house, not inside a business. So the main prep we encourage people to do is to have a weather radio. Phones are great, but cell service can stop working during a tornado emergency, as you know. And weather radios are not built on the cell network. They're independent. So that's the main message, is have a weather radio if you can. And we're giving them out today. That's part of what this day is all about. Yeah. And beyond that, know where you're going in your house. And the other big problem, it's those that live in mobile homes, and it's marvelous, affordable housing. But you cannot stay there during a tornado. So you've got to think about the nearest shelter, how to get there quickly, and have transportation lined up. We had 7 people that died a year ago in Otaga County.
Yes, I remember that.
And this is in the Old Kingston community, which is north of Prattville, south of Billingsley. And they were in mobile homes, and I think some of them didn't have transportation.
Oh, Lord, really?
And so that's the other thing we have to work on. But you're right, the warning process is much better. It's not perfect, but it's a whole lot better than it was 25 years
exactly.
ago.
Because I can remember when we were looking at the TV for hook echoes, and that was the best we had, you know?
Those old black and white displays, back when I started doing this, it was terrible. You couldn't see anything. But now you can see debris being lofted. You can see in addition to the debris signature, you've got the velocity couplets, and you're looking inside a storm. And for the big tornadoes, almost every time you'll get a good quality warning for that. The problem is the little ones that last about 2 minutes. And we have those here. By the time a warning goes out, they're gone. But for the ones like the ones that came through here a year ago, the average lead time is about 15 minutes. And that's enough time for most people to get to a safe place.
And we had it with an EF2?
Yes.
Which is a pretty powerful storm.
And the same parent storm dropped the one in Otaga County that killed those people. And that was an EF3 up there. But an EF2 is bad. Again, we had one hit our house, and by the grace of God, the roof stayed on the house.
Wow, really?
And so we could live there while they fixed it. But I will my wife, of course, I was on TV and my wife was home, but we have a tornado shelter, and she heard the warning and she was in it. But it's bad, and until it affects you, you really don't know how bad it is. And a lot of people I've talked to today have stories, survival stories. And let me tell you what, they respect that polygon now. You know, that's one of my canned sayings is, respect the polygon.
I've seen it all over Facebook.
People in Selma respect the polygon.
Amen.
Yeah.
They do. Mr. Spann, thank you so much.
It's an honor.
It's an honor.
After all these years,
After all these years,
we got to do a segment together here. This is good.
We ought to do that. And maybe one day we'll actually work together.
There you go.
All right.
At some point, you never know.
After 40 years, you think.
Check us out at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.